Hey everybody! Today we're going to learn about these two fun quilt patterns. This will be really fun. So these just showed up today and they are not quite on the website. I mean, they're on the website, but they're clicked off. So as soon as I get done with the call today, I'll click them on and they'll be available for you to purchase. I've got some demos of what I'm working on. And I'm going to show you these little kits. So first let's start with the Black-Eyed Susan. This one, it's really quite a pretty quilt. So this kit, you're not getting fabric, you're getting the interfacing and the pattern. So basically it's a pattern that includes interfacing for these little spinny things and for the circle in the middle. So you'll get this interface here and step by step on how to put this together. So I'm going to open it and show you what's in this one. So on the back it always tells you yardage and your cutting. This is a really great one if you have some scrappy fabric you want to use up. So inside it will come with the two interfacing. So this is for the centers of your flower and this is the flower. And step-by-step instructions. I always do this backwards. Instructions starting with number 1. 1, 2, 3. She walks you all the way through step by step how to do this. Okay, it is so simple. These are from a company called Quilt Smart, and they've been around a little while, but I don't know if a lot of people know about them. I made some of their quilts years ago, and I saw them at the show this year in Texas, and I just remembered how much fun I had when I was, I say when I was a new quilter, but I was a new quilter when I was a tiny kid. After I got married and I got a sewing machine, I kind of picked up quilting again because I'd taken a break, and I didn't know any rules, and I didn't know, I looked at things like this quilt and thought they were really hard, even though I'd grown up doing much harder things, like make it with wool. I did a make it with wool contest where you would make your own wool suits. I did that and competed 3 years and went to state most years. At least 2 of those 3, I can't remember the third. Anyway, I have done hard things, but these types of quilts scared me a little bit, and so when I took on this pattern, I found a friend of mine that was teaching this at the time. I took some classes from her just to kind of refresh what I was doing, and these are so much fun and so easy. It doesn't matter what quilt level you're at. You can be a beginner, you can be refreshing like I was, or just someone advanced that wants to learn something new. So this one is the Black-Eyed Susan. That will be available on the website later this afternoon. I'm going to just kind of show you some step-by-step here. So this is a block. I'm going to turn it over and show you. Let me go back. Let's see if I've got any half. I don't know if I've got any little halves that are done. Okay, I've got blocks. So what you'll end up doing is you'll sow this seed and it'll be a full one of these, and then you cut them in half and you sew them on. You're basically, I don't know if you can see this, but there's zigzag. You've got zigzag. I do blanket stitch. I like the look of a blanket stitch. Let's see if you can see that. Come on, camera. There we go. So you would just you sew it on an interfacing, you flip the interfacing, you iron it on, and then you're going to zigzag. And then if you choose to, you can cut the backs out. I don't know that you need to. I haven't on, this was just on my first ones, I cut that back out. I don't know that you'd need to, just keep it more sturdy if you left it in. Anyway, let's see if I've got a lighter, I don't know if you can see my, oh, here's one. Let's see if the orange will show up. See if you can see that orange. There we go. Come on, camera, zoom in. The orange blanket stitch on that one. So I did the orange on all of my blocks. All right, let me pull I'm not sure. Oh, I think this is a row. I think this is a row. So then once you get those done, you're going to sew together some rows, right? So you'll sew together a row. You can kind of see how this is taking form. So I've got a bunch of rows. I think that that's as far as I've gotten, is a couple of rows. But look what happens when you put those rows together. So let's see if I can hold this up. So there's a really, so when that's sewn together, you can see how that flower is going to be a really cute block. And if you look at the background fabrics, I just pulled all of my cream, everything cream that was in my stash. I pulled all my creams, and then I pulled out all my purples and oranges. And so I'm just throwing this together with scraps. I didn't buy any fabric, just using scraps from leftover quilts. It's going to look really great. So the rows, I've got a lot of the rows done. I've sewn them into threes, and then I'll put them on my design wall, lay them out, and see what that looks like. So I'll post a bunch of pictures as I work on this I'll post some pictures of my progress as I work on this quilt. But don't feel like you have to wait. You can just get this kit. You can just get this kit and get started on your own. See if you can beat me. Maybe you'll finish first. And I would love to see your progress and have you post what you're, if you get one of these kits, post your progress and post your colors and post as you finish. This will be really fun. So let me just show you. So the thread that I used, no, I don't know the brand anymore, but, oh yes, I do. This is, oh, I don't know what the brand is, Premium Select, but it is kind of a silky, shiny, and I use this as my top stitch. So that's the orange color that is on all of mine, because I don't really want my stitches to blend in. I want them to show. So I don't know, maybe they don't show up so great on there. They kind of do blend in, but you can see my stitches there. But on the back, I always use the same color on the back, and it's a heavyweight. Mother Goose is the name, and oh gosh, I don't remember the brand of that either, but I always use those big cones, and Mother Goose is my go-to. All right, once you are done with all of your blocks and you get your rows, then you have these cute little circles, and they were also done on interfacing. You sew the circle, you flip it inside out, and then you have a finished edge, and then you can press it on. Once you get your blocks together, you press it on the center. So you can see the middle of that black-eyed Susan. So it gives you the circles in there to do that with. But once you would do that once you get some squares sewn together, and I'm doing rows, so I'll do it when I have probably 3 blocks sewn together. Then I'll go back and just top stitch these on. So that's the black-eyed Susan, and mine is in various levels of progress. Really, all I have left is to sew the rows together and put the circles on. So it's really close to finished. I just need to sit down and take the time. All right, so that's the black-eyed Susan. It'll be available on the website later today. I just have to click the on button. All right, the next one, the next kit that showed up, and it's again from Quilt Smart. It's called the Hunter Star. And this one's really fun, especially, I don't know, if you're a beginner and you're afraid of those points, this is the way to not worry about those points, because they'll be pretty close to perfect. If you are a long-time quilter, you're experienced, you know how hard these points can be and how frustrating points are when you just do it, just cut and sew. The points are pretty much the bane of our existence, but when you use this kit, you have beautiful points. So again, this one is an interfacing, and I'm not going to open this one, but again, it's just step by step, step 1, step 2, step 3. All right, so I'm going to just show you my demos so that you can see kind of where I'm at. So actually, this is a quilt my mom started, and she never finished it, and then I inherited it, and I'm supposed to finish it. And I am trying to get my own stuff done, so working on my mom's is not as easy as you think. Okay, so you're gonna get the interfacing, and it's inside, it's backwards, but the interfacing comes marked. So it's almost, you guys, it's almost like paper piecing. Then you would, it'll walk you through, but then you just kind of press your fabric on, and you're going to do, then you'll fold, and you see that sewing line right there? You'll just sew on the line, and again, you'll do the same inside and fold again. I've got my fabric folded funny, but you'll fold again and sew on the line. You can see that, right? So it walks you through the steps, but this is where you start. Okay, so then, let's see where the next step is. Okay, the next step. So the next step would look something like this. Let me get my loose pieces. So the next step is something kind of like this, where you would lay your fabrics right sides together, and then you're going to stitch on this line. And don't worry, it tells you how to do it. And then when you're done, you fold it. You just fold it and press it up. So then that's kind of the start. This one was done backwards. That's why it's kind of unpicked, because I sewed the wrong angle. It needs to sew this way, not this way. But anyway, you would fold that one up as well, and then you would fold it together. And then when you, well, let's see. Then when you stitch it together, I should have dug through here. I thought, just give me 1 second. Let me pull on this, because it's just glued down. Okay, so then when you pull it together and you stitch on this line, when you open that up, you're going to have these points that are near perfect. And I know this is kind of hard to see, so let me just show you. Look at these perfect star points. So each of these squares, let me hold this square right within the frame. I don't think I can do it. Anyway, this square right here, that's one square, right? I know it. Okay, there we go. That's one square. And you make 4 like that. And then there's 2 squares. Here, I'll fold it. There's 2 squares. I'm fighting this camera today. So there's 2 squares. 1 square. As we break it down, 1 square at a time. And then here's 4 squares. Look how beautiful that is. And look how incredible those points are. I'll bring it up so you can see those points. Those are perfect points. All right. This fabric, I think this is Michael Miller fabric. It's a little stretchy, but when you put it on the interfacing, it is pretty awesome. It doesn't stretch anymore, and you can make a pretty fantastic quilt with that. I love the little bits of metallic in there. Okay, I'm going to show you the one that I've done. Needs to be quilted. Needs to be bound. I have a lot of quilts that I've actually finished up and are ready to quilt, and then I sold my long arm. So in the process of figuring that out. Okay, this one again is a Michael Miller fabric, but look how much fun that is with the green and the brown. And look how fun those points are. I may have one that's off, and if it's off, it's because I'm lazy and I didn't line it up, but it's really easy to get more perfect points. Okay, so this one is called the Hunter Star. Let's look at the back. This is kind of fun. Let's look at the back of this. So you can see the interfacing. All the interfacing's on there. So each square, 1 square at a time, and if you just follow the step-by-step in the instructions, you'll leave the interfacing out and you'll have this beautiful Hunter Star. So this one requires a little bit of yardage. Let's look. This one you can't do scrappy as easily. I mean, you could. Each star could be a different color. That might be really pretty. And maybe you could. Well, let's forget what I said. If you wanted to do this scrappy, you probably could. It may not be as dynamic, but as long as you had a light and a dark, lights and darks, as long as you alternate the lights and darks, then you'll get this look. Now, you could just do the star scrappy and everything else creams, or whites and creams and brights on the star. You'd still get an incredible quilt. So there's really no limit to what you can do. I just thought it'd be fun to do a 2-color quilt. So if you're doing that, for this size, let's see, what size quilt is this? How many blocks do I have? 1, 2, 3 across. Oh, wrong one. 3 across. So this one is a baby quilt. It's 48 by 60. You could put a border on it if you chose to. 48 by 60, you would need fabric 1, you would need 1.5 yards, and fabric 2, you would need 1.5 yards, and then it gives you an option to do a border with 1/2 yard. And 1 yard if you wanted to do 2 borders. So you do 1 yard of the bigger border and 1/2 yard of the smaller border. But those are up to you. I originally made this to be a wall hanging in my husband's office, and then about the time I finished it, he decided he was moving his office. So he built a new building and moved, and the colors changed. So I just didn't finish it when I had my long arm because there was no need. No need when he had already changed the colors. So I'll finish it eventually, or maybe I'll finish it for you guys. But anyway, today we talked about these 2 quilts, the Hunter Star and the, Lazy Susan, or Black Eyed Susan, Hunter Star. They'll be available really soon on the website. I just have to click the on button. And then those will be available. I'd love to see your work. I'd love to have you post and share with me what you have done. You'll be able to come back here as soon as, when I do a live on Facebook, it takes a minute for Facebook to upload it. So you might be watching it live, but when I end the video, it takes a minute to upload. Once it's uploaded, I'll come back in and change the links, because I think the links in this video are from last week. Last week I had links that took you directly to what we talked about. So this week I'll just change the links. It'll take you right to the page for these 2. It just takes a minute for Facebook to make it accessible to me. And then I'll do that. I just want to remind you that it is almost it's the 12th. I still have 3 spots left on the block of the month. So if you've been interested in joining our block of the month, I have 3 more spots open for this month. You won't miss out on anything. When you start, you get month 1, and each month you'll get some stuff to finish up. A block plus a hand embroidered block. There are 11 months in this. Let me show you some cuter close-ups. These are the blocks if you haven't seen them. This is called Our Family. Anyway, these are some of the fun blocks. Now, we don't actually do each of these as a block each month. What I did is I broke it down so that this block right here, you made all of those 1 month, and I think these all in 1 month. And then you will do 1 hand embroidered block each month, because it would be too hard to get all of them at once and try to do all that hand embroidery. So each month you'll get an embroidered block to work on. And there are, how many? 8. There are 8 embroidery blocks, and there's 11 months. So I started each month, the first 8 months you'll get an embroidery block, so that you'll have a little bit of extra time to finish those before you get box 11, because the 11 is going to come with your borders and your binding and your backing. So you'll want to have it ready by month 11 so you can sew it all together and have it finished. Okay, so that one. So these are some of the blocks that are in there, just a little closer up. Wish my camera would adjust faster. Let's see if it'll adjust. Is it focusing? All right, you can kind of see. So this is fun because it's got some English paper piecing. It's got some applique. It's got a Dresden plate. It's got a lot of different things that you get to do, all different styles and all different kinds of quilting. You get to learn a lot of things. Step-by-step instructions are pretty fun. Anyway, if you're interested in our block of the month, if you order in the next, well, if you can order anytime. I have 3 left. So when those are gone for this month, I have 3 left. And I can still ship them because we ship around the 15th. So we got a couple days before those go out. And you could still be on this month's shipment. Otherwise, you have to wait till the 15th. And once my fabric's gone, it's gone. So I won't be repeating this block of the month. Okay. The other thing I wanted to remind you of again is all of our subscription-based products ship around the 15th of every month. And I just didn't want you to forget about our t-shirt club. We have a t-shirt club that each month you will get a t-shirt. You go in, you pick your size, we make the design and surprise you each month. And you can't get them unless you're in the club. They're not available. I don't just sell them on my website or Etsy. They're only available if you're a club member. And so if you are tired of missing out on all these fun t-shirts, and if you're a chocolate addict like I am, then get on over there and join our t-shirt club. I still have a few left that I could ship this week. So if you have been kind of waiting around wondering if you should do it, just do it, jump in. You can always pause your subscription if timing is bad, or you're going out of town, or you just feel like you don't want a t-shirt that much. You can always pause your subscription. You can always cancel your subscription as well. That gives you those options. You can pause, you can create an account, log in, pause, change, skip if you need to change sizes. Any of that stuff is an option. If you have trouble or need somebody to walk you through it, you just send us an email and we can walk you through if you're stuck. It's easy, it's fun, and it's really fun to get a t-shirt in the mail and not know what it is, but know that it's about chocolate. So, all right, that's enough of me talking for this week. Hope to see you next week, and run on over to our website under subscriptions and sign up for the block of the month and the t-shirt club. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for checking us out. Bye.